I do give Palmer credit. I don't think he's accidentally
no.
that pass, but there's definitely better passes than that.
I mean, like, it's good. It's a really good pass, and I'm not taking anything away from him.
Yeah.
But like the Sky commentators, they might as well have been climbing out of his arsehole by the end of the game.
But it's because he's English.
Yeah, but
we love it.
We
love an Englishman.
Get out of his bumhole.
That's what she said. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Sunday League Effect with myself and Nick. We've short-termed his name today.
Oh, just Nick.
Yeah, Nick
all right.
We're on a time limit, so we've got to shorten it as much as we can.
Okay.
Hopefully the picture's a little bit better. I just want to take a second to apologise for absolutely nothing.
That was good. You're getting better.
Oh, yeah, getting better. No, I do apologise. It was piss poor from us. It genuinely looked like we'd had it on a wind-up, and we didn't.
1950s camera, that.
Yeah, I tried everything in the edit to fix it, but it just didn't. But
that's all right.
Thank you, anyone who's returning and who watched the last one, because I know it must have been a bit hard to watch. Yeah. Hopefully listening to it was all right.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully you listened more than you watched.
Yeah, but this one hopefully is a little bit better. And if you do like it around here and you haven't already, please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment letting us know what you think. And if you're a Spurs fan, don't take everything so seriously. We don't hate Spurs that much. James Maddison's good at football. He's just not that good.
I was trying to figure out, actually, the other day with this guy. Is he a Spurs fan or is he a Maddison fan?
Oh, no, he's a Spurs fan.
I assumed that he had to be a Spurs. Because, don't get me wrong, Maddison's not a bad footballer.
No, Maddison's still an elite footballer. I think where we go in so harsh in saying he's not good enough, and the title is he's not good enough. It's not saying he's not good enough for the Premier League. He is, and he is good enough to be a squad player, but he's not good enough for the time that he wants.
No, and this
is what I think anyway.
What I think people don't realise as well, there's a reason why he gets taken off every game.
Yeah.
There's a reason he doesn't play 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And that is because, yes, he's a good player. He's good enough to start. Not good enough to finish, though.
Exactly that. But anyway, before we dive into the football and all this, all the... I don't want to say hate. It's not really hate that we get.
It's not. It's people's opinions. They don't like our opinions, and that's fine. And what I do like is the fact that he wasn't like a dick about it. He was just like, yeah, I disagree. And that's fine. People are going to disagree. That's why it's an opinion. That's
the point. Like, no one has to watch. You don't have to listen and watch it, and you're well within your rights to disagree with us. Like, we're well within our rights to have our point put across. Absolutely. You don't have to listen to it.
And I mean, if you get butthurt by anything that we say, just don't watch.
That's on you, I think, as well.
Yeah, that's a you problem, not me.
But how you been anyway?
I've been all right, mate, actually. Good. As you can see, I've come directly from work.
Oh, I just thought you like dressing like a paramedic.
Well,
you even got, what are they called?
Tough
forceps.
Cuts. Tough cuts. They're not forceps.
They're not like forceps.
No, they're
Get them out, show the camera.
They're tough cuts. These are what we cut, like, people's jeans and stuff off. This can cut through a lot of stuff. But try and use it for wrapping paper. It's a nightmare.
Why would you use it for wrapping paper? Because I don't think that stops people bleeding.
Oh no, but like when I'm making wrapping presents and stuff.
Oh, you use them as well?
Oh, yeah, I just utilise it.
You just wear this all the time.
Yeah, I don't get changed.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you, been alright?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I played my first game for my new team on Saturday.
Yes, I know.
I scored a header.
Just for a bit of context for that, Mike doesn't head the ball, like, ever. I don't think I've ever seen him jump to head of the ball. And then he leaves me, goes off somewhere else, scores a header first game.
It's genuinely the first header I think I've scored since I was about 16. But enough waffle. I'm sure there's something there that we can use for the intro.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's a little bit. Big news of the weekend. I'm glad we was going to record yesterday, but it's Monday today, so day of recording.
Yep.
Ten Hag, unfortunately, is front of the queue for the job centre. Maybe not tomorrow, because he does get a 17 mil payout.
Is that how much he gets?
17 mil. So he'll laugh all the way back to Ajax, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he's finally got the chop, and funnily enough, it comes on the back of not a good result, but a good performance. Like, I know I'm a West Ham fan, and we played, and we were piss poor at first. Like, it could have been, honestly, 6.
So I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights. It looked like United in the first half absolutely dominated. Dalot.
No, mate.
What the fuck?
I have no idea how he's missed that.
My nan could have scored that, and she's got dementia.
Dalot, I like Dalot. Well, he's not a winger, but for some reason he's been playing on the last man. He does this like weird inverted run out from in to out, and then Rashford sits, so it's stifling Rashford getting forward, but he should have scored. On top of that, Garnacho should have scored. Fernandes should have scored. Fernandes should have been on 3 assists by half time.
Yeah, that because Fernandes had the header that went over. Garnacho hit the crossbar, which, I mean...
They hit the crossbar twice first half.
Was it twice?
I thought he hit it the other time.
Oh, I was going to say, because, I mean, to be fair to Garnacho, it was a great shot. I mean, yeah, it hit the crossbar, but...
You sound like Michael Owen. That's a great shot.
Yeah.
Would have been better if it was on target.
Do you know you win more games if you win games if you score more than the other team?
I didn't know that. Yeah, it's a great penalty. No keeper saving that. It's a shame he was off target.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's something like that. Yeah, United dominated that first half. But before we get into the performances, we'll talk a little bit about Ten Hag because I've got some stats.
Okay, interesting.
With Ten Hag, I've got them on my phone now, actually. But
you can tell Mike didn't go to work today and I did, because I don't have any stats about Ten Hag.
But first of all, do you think it's the right decision?
Yeah,
and
100%.
Timing. Do you think the timing's right?
I think they should have done it before the international break, the last international break.
Yeah.
And I thought when they, because obviously after the ultimatum that he got, that he has to do well.
That wasn't a real ultimatum.
Yeah.
Okay.
That. You know, he had those 2 games or whatever.
We said it then. The writing's on the wall. Like, it doesn't matter even if he beat Porto, beat Villa, beat whoever they've had after that, Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
Even if they beat all of them and then beat us, unless they beat us convincingly, he was still going to get sacked. Like, once a club of that magnitude has already turned on you, and a lot of the supporters have already gone, you're pissing in the wind. They already had their manager lined up. Who they wanted. It came out yesterday after the game that they'd already made communications with the manager that they want, who I'll speak about in a minute.
I was going to say, I did see that on breaking news not long ago.
Yeah, and it's just barbaric why they didn't do it sooner. Like, the guy that they wanted, I'm assuming it's Ruben Amorim, the same person we heard about, has a 15 or 16 million euros release clause from Sporting.
Okay.
That was the same in the summer. That was the same during the international break. So after the FA Cup, they should have gone because they identified him then. They wanted him then. They've now waited and given Ten Hag 200 million to spend, or 180 odd million. We'll go through. I've actually got some of his signings here, as well. They're giving him that to spend, so they have backed him. So as much as Ineos will have to shoulder a lot of the blame in the indecision behind it,
people will be like, oh, you didn't support him enough, you didn't give him enough.
But he did.
But they did.
To be fair, the Glazers have backed their managers.
Yeah,
like they've given their managers money. It's just, it's so hard to understand what's going wrong at Man United, because we all say the players are throwing managers under the bus, but if you look at the players that have been playing, most of them were his signings yesterday. Like, his forward line were his players.
Do you reckon that's because he knew he was on his way out, so he didn't? Because we always said that maybe there's a bit of a conspiracy as to why he's got all of his players that he's bought in and they're always on the bench.
Yeah, well,
is it someone
Ugarte was on the bench actually yesterday.
But is it like someone higher that's saying, okay, you need to be playing these players, and then he's gone, well, I know I'm done. Like, I know this is the end, so he's just gone, I'll play my players.
I hope not, but potentially. But going back to the point that I made earlier, it's ironic that he's been sacked off the back of a decent performance. You can't fault him for yesterday's loss.
No.
Take away the stupid, ridiculous penalty, which again we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Take that away. United created more than enough clear-cut chances to win that game.
Yeah.
That's not on the manager. I'm sorry, it's not. And now they put an interim in charge who's been in charge with their attacking team. Ruud van Nistelrooy was brought in as an attacking coach.
Yeah.
So he's the one that's been teaching these players what they're doing. Unless he's been getting in their area being like, look, I'll be coming in. So just don't
worry about it.
If you go for a goal,
if you have the easiest chance you'll ever have in your career, I don't want you to score that.
I wonder what Dallo's said though, because when we miss an open goal or we miss a chance on Saturday, Sunday league, we go, bobbly pitch. It bobbled. Yeah. Always. Doesn't matter how, and people will go, you sort of go, it's still dreadful.
When you're looking at our pitches, it's like that.
Because it's a carpet. That pitch is as flat as a pancake. What does a professional footballer missing an open goal say?
I guarantee he went back out on that pitch after the game and was searching around for a blade of grass slightly too long. Oh, look at that grass is too long.
So he had 85 matches in charge.
Yep.
He won 44 of them, 14 draws, 27 losses, 127 goals and 112 against. 2 FA Cup wins and 3 managers of the month. On that, that's a pretty that's a bang average record for a Manchester United manager. That's what 44 out of 85. That's just under 50%. Just over 50%, isn't it?
Just over 50%.
It's about 55, 56% win percentage.
51.
Is it what 51?
Yeah, it's low.
So that's dreadful. It's not actually that bad. But
it's not considering the teams that they'll be going up against.
For Man United though, that's nowhere near where they want to be. No. But then saying that, we talk about Man United, even us here who aren't Man United fans, we talk about Man United from the 80s, 90s,
the Fergie times, isn't it? Yeah.
90s. But so they've had 6 managers now since Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
Points per game. Eric Ten Hag is the second highest with 1.86. Jose Mourinho's top with 1.97.
Yeah.
Stats only tell part of the story. I've always said this.
Since Ferguson, they're their second. Yeah. He's
technically the second most successful manager that they've had.
Yeah.
Under Mourinho, other than Mourinho, and Man United fans hated Mourinho towards the end of his tenure.
Blows my mind because Mourinho could have taken them places.
I'd have Mourinho in a heartbeat at West Ham. When he came out and said about Fenerbahce saying that he wants to come back to England to a team outside of Europe, I was praying.
Come on, Watford.
Win percentage, this one surprised me.
Yeah.
Second highest again, behind Jose Mourinho, 56.8%.
Oh, so you were right, 56. Yeah.
I actually didn't know that at the time, otherwise I would have said it then with more chest.
Yeah.
Mourinho was only ahead by 2% on 58.3. So
that's a lot though, that 2%.
Yeah, it is. Everyone thinks that Ollie done a really good job, which he did. He had really good spells, but his win percentage was only 54.1 or 54.2, I think you ran out.
Do you know how many games he done?
I don't off the top of my head, but I know that they had like a 15 game or like a 10 game win in a row when he first took over as interim.
Yeah, like a 10 game streak.
Yeah, so that will be massively padding them stats.
Yeah.
Now looking at some of Ten Hag's signings, I want to go through them and you're going to tell me if they're a flop or not.
Okay.
So and be brutal. So I've only got I think 12. The 12 most expensive signings
that he's
made.
Okay.
Anthony for £85 million. Let's not forget he paid £85 million for a winger who was in the same club at Ajax as Mohamed Kudus was, who he coached and thought he'd fit the Premier League. Anthony, not in a million years of the profile of a Premier League winger.
He's a fidget spinner.
Yeah.
He's Anthony frustrates me because it's like he could probably be a really good footballer.
I disagree. I don't see anything.
Well, but the thing is he's obviously got some sort of technical ability.
Yeah, he's a professional footballer. Sorry, don't get me wrong.
I'm not saying elite. I'm not saying that he could ever be elite. But I think under the right sort of maybe training or like the right sort of coaching.
He produced his best football under not Ralph Rangnick, under him at Ajax.
At Ajax, yeah, but not in the Premier League.
No in there.
I think you're right. I think he's not Premier League level.
Flop.
Yeah,
big flop. Big F.
Big F, yeah.
Big F. Rasmus Højlund, 72 million. For a player that only played, I don't want to get up quickly. I'm going to say, I think he only played something like 30 games for Atlanta and only scored like 14 goals.
I think we were talking about this the other day and it was around that.
It was something like that. 72 million. This is pounds as well, so this is sterling. This ain't euros.
Yeah.
72 million pounds currently. Don't talk about future, because I've said this before and I'll say it again.
Yeah,
Højlund could be a world-class player, but he isn't now.
I wouldn't say he's as big of a flop, but he's nowhere near the success for 72 million.
No. I think he's probably in the same sort of category as, dare I say it, Darwin Núñez at the minute for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like that sort of...
Darwin Núñez is...
More was to be expected.
Though, but yeah.
I like Darwin Núñez as well. He just needs to polish up on his finishing mainly, but I mean, there's things that they need to work on.
I think that's the same with Højlund as well. I think it's just a case of he's just not at the level that he could be.
It's the graveyard shift up front.
Yeah.
Because just nothing comes to him. Ronaldo had to do it. In between you had, what's his name, Martial doing it. Rashford had to do it at times. Højlund's now doing it.
They basically... Do you know who would probably be the perfect player for them up there? Would be Harry Kane.
Mikel Antonio. Oh, what?
No. No one's buying him. You're keeping him. The reason I say Harry Kane...
We'll pay them.
Is because Harry Kane was one. He'll drop deeper and collect it.
And the wingers, because the wingers are greedy at Man United. Not greedy in a bad sense. It comes across like a bad word, but
they're attacking.
They want to get shots off. All their wingers want to score goals. They're not They're not provider wingers, if that makes sense.
They're not creative wingers.
They are though, but not in the sense of creating for others. They're more. So they're
not assisting wingers, basically.
Yeah, they're not an old-fashioned winger. That's what. But they're not many are these days. Anyway, moving on. Casemiro, 70 million. I'm going to go through these a bit quicker. Casemiro, 70 million.
Yesterday.
Yeah. I think Casemiro, for 70 million, a player who's established at Real Madrid. He's 32 now, 33 now. So I think he was about 29, 30 when they bought him. For 70 million, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
But 70 million for a football club like Man United, I don't think the money's relevant.
No.
For a player who's established. Like, no one could have said Casemiro isn't good enough for Man United.
No, because he is established.
He has done... He has had some very good moments in a Manchester United shirt.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say that's one of his better signings. Not saying it's a good signing.
Not a full flop, semi-flop.
Mason Mount, massive flop, 60 million.
Yeah.
Don't care what he comes on to do. 60 million for Mason Mount, and he's played 20 games. I don't know how many he's played, but he's not done anything.
Yeah.
Lisandro Martinez, 57 million. I don't like Martinez, but I know a lot of Man United fans do. I think that he has the dog in him that you need in the centre back, which is good. Been poor this season so far.
Yeah, still a lot of money though.
It is a lot of money for a player that I'd never heard of.
Yeah,
and a player coming in from the Dutch league as well in his Ajax team. So two of these players that we've listed already, he's coached before, so he's brought them in as his shores
because he
not as his shores. Sorry, just as his sure things is what I mean.
Yeah, he's basically brought them in to bolster him.
You help me fit in. You help me get my ethos across because you're going to be my voice in the change room when I'm not there, sort of thing.
You know how I like it.
I'd say that. I'd say that's been a good signing, Martinez, to be honest. Even though
not terrible.
Like him. No.
Not terrible.
Lenny Euro, 52 million, not made an appearance, got injured in the summer.
Who?
Lenny Euro, centre back.
I don't even know.
19 years old, very good prospect, but he got injured in the summer.
Oh,
he's not played yet, and they then went and bought Delict, so he ain't going to be starting.
No.
So that's got to be a flop. Manuel Ugarte, 50.8 million. He came in as your, I think, McTominay replacement.
Okay.
Even though he's a holder, that's where, well, mind you, that's where they played McTominay a lot. Not so much him, but I know he's played there. But Manuel Ugarte, 50.8 million. PSG were happy to recoup, I think, 80% of what they paid for him. Oh, no, more than that, 90%. They paid 60 million euros for him the year before. So I'm straight off for the same amount. I'd say it's a flop. He didn't play yesterday.
No.
I've not seen. He's had a hard start in a struggling United team, so that one's probably a bit harder to really.
Could potentially be something.
But I mean, 50.8 million is a lot of money.
I wouldn't even know who that is.
Yeah, exactly. And Andre Onana, 47.2 million to replace arguably the best goalkeeper in Premier League history.
Yeah,
who was absolutely treated like a dog by Man United.
He was like his last 2 seasons. He was the scapegoat for everything.
It's mental. Like I know. He let in a few calamitous goals. One being the Benrahma one, his last one at West Ham. But
Ismail Sarr.
Say again.
Sarr as well.
Yeah, he wasn't
because he let it go through his hands.
All keepers are prone to mistakes.
Yeah, of course.
But David De Gea was I think a lot of Manchester United fans might not admit it, but I think that they are wishing him gone because they brought in Onana to play out from the back. And I saw him kicking out the ball yesterday and trying to pick out players, and it was fucking awful. But Andre Onana, I liked him at Ajax, but it's a flop.
Yeah.
Matthijs de Ligt, 43 million. Flop. Harry Maguire, I think's better. Said it when he came. Still do. Joshua Zirkzee, 36 million. I think I'm better than Joshua Zirkzee.
Who is that?
The one with the afro up front. It was a bit sideshow Bobby hair.
Oh, is that what his name is?
Yeah, Zirkzee.
I saw him. I've seen him play, but I didn't have a clue.
Absolute donkey. Now these are 2 good signings. Well, the first one, Mazraoui for 17 million.
That's not bad.
I think that's a good signing.
17 million.
Tyrell Malacia, I know he's been injured for a fucking century, but for 14.6 million, I think was a good signing
when he comes down.
If he ever comes back in, and that is
the Ten Hag talk.
That is the Ten Hag talk. Basically, he should have gone ages ago. I'm sorry to the rest of the Premier League on West Ham's behalf that we were the nail in the coffin. Because
you won something this year.
I was looking forward to finishing above Man United this year.
Yeah, you still might.
I don't think we will. Because what will happen, it's a 3-year cycle at Man United. I can see it. Ruud will come in as interim. He'll do a good job, and whether or not they get Amorim before the end of the season or not, Ruud will do a good job. And they'll push them up the league, or get them scoring more goals, winning games. Amorim will come in, there might be a little bit of a bounce. Then he's going to make a few decisions that will upset people. He's then going to have to spend a fuckload of money to get in his players. A lot of the players that they've just bought in will be fucked off, and then they're not going to be able to get rid of the deadwood.
No.
And then eventually the hammer will fall on Amorim, and in 3 years' time, if we're still doing this, hopefully in a bigger and better room, we will come back and be like, do we even need to talk about it?
This will be the thing, won't it? Because you'll be able to reference back to this and go, I said this 3 years ago.
Yeah, but with that, the mold's got to be broken at some point. They've got to get it right at some point.
Well, yeah,
I don't think Amorim's the right person, personally.
I'm gonna I don't know a thing about him. I know nothing about him.
No, that's fair. And to be fair, I don't know a great deal. I've just seen him in the Champions League and doing bits with Sporting. So the shortlist, I think, consists of, wait till you hear it, Amorim, Xavi Hernandez, Rude, Potter, Eddie Howe. And, wait, I think Solskjaer's in there as well. And Gareth Southgate.
Oh, I'd like to see Gareth Southgate back there.
What? No, you fucking... Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Why? He'd get relegated.
Probably.
Is that why you want to see him?
I'll go to Old Trafford.
I wonder
for a
how...
game.
I hope that Gareth Southgate comes in just to see the meltdown.
Yeah.
Just to see the sheer amount of people.
I think he'd actually probably do a good job. Mate, I think he'd be boring football, but I think he'd do a good job. I genuinely do. He's worked with half the players already.
Yeah, and none of them should have been in the England team when he did.
Yeah, but now he's got no choice.
Oh, well. Anyway, back onto the West Ham game. We'll talk about the actual football now, not the politics around it, because we don't really care too much about it.
It don't really matter.
Apologies to United fans.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're in grievance. Do you reckon anyone's sad that he's gone?
I think some people are. I've seen a couple of things on Twitter about that.
Ten Hag, to me. Just for the record, I liked him. Not because Man United weren't very good, but I think... I still think there's something there. But he obviously didn't show it. But
I did see something funny though on the Ten Hag thing. There was a meme that came up, and it was like pray for Ten Hag's wife and kids. Like who's gonna put food on the table now? But that's 17 fucking million. Yeah. I reckon it'll be all right.
Yeah, well that's the thing. Like when managers get sacked, they're not like down a job centre.
No,
they're fine.
I don't think anyone's
like Jose Mourinho, who's been sacked from his last 9 jobs. Do you think he gives a fuck?
He's probably getting paid more by getting sacked.
Well, what did I see? I saw Roberto Mancini just got sacked from the Saudi Arabia gig, manager of Saudi Arabia, after a season. He was paid, I can't remember the exact figures, so forgive me, but it was something like £26 million a year after tax for 3 years. He's got sacked after 1 year. And he still gets paid the rest of the money.
What a cushy job.
Yeah, so
might get more badges.
How bad a job can you do to get sacked after a year of an international team?
There's a men's team as well.
I'll find the Saudi Arabia wouldn't have a female team, would they?
Right. West Ham.
Our defence in that first half was more open than a hooker of red light district. It was fucking honestly, it was so bad.
I didn't even think you had a defence in the first half.
It was like a training drill, attack versus defence, but the defence were retarded. So there was just holes everywhere. Like it was one pass, and it wasn't even the same pass. It was one pass constantly, and someone was in, and it was a different player like every time. Like one time it was Dallo.
Yeah.
Then it was a cross, cut back to Fernandes.
Yeah.
Another time it was Garnacho. I think
Rashford
Garnacho twice. Rashford was probably there a couple of times. I was watching. I was in disbelief.
They could have probably had about 4 or 5 in the first half.
Genuinely, they should have had at least 3.
Yeah.
I was watching. I was just like this. I was lost I was bereft. I
kind of wish we'd done a watch along for that now.
I wasn't even animated because it was that bad. But they had a really good panel actually. So they had Ian Wright, Gary Lineker, and Steve McManaman.
Yeah.
And they was all saying West Ham can't be that bad again. And I was like, you fucking wait, yes we can. You don't know anything about West Ham.
Yeah, if you think we can't be that bad, well, we can.
We've conceded so many goals this season, and this was by far the worst defensive display I've seen. And we didn't concede. And Fabianski made a couple of worldies, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that...
I think it was the header across.
Yeah.
But he's 39 years old, and he's getting down like that. Fair play to him.
I wouldn't get back up.
No,
I'm not even 39.
Like I said, I went to kick the ball over my head when I was at the park with the boys today, and I felt my hamstring go. But just on Man United in that first half, they were really good.
Yeah,
it's hard to say how good they actually were because of how bad West Ham were.
Yeah,
and also I'm a West Ham fan, so I wasn't paying masses of attention to United.
Yeah, it's one of those though, isn't it? It's like
you can only play the team that's there.
Yeah, and whenever you beat a team, if you're meant to be the better team, they always go, "Oh, you've had a bad day," and they've had they never say, "Oh, you've had a really good day."
Yeah.
And I think you came out in the second half a lot better though.
Well, he made 3 changes at half time, which is people saying Lopetegui's a worse version of David Moyes. I think I've even said it, maybe in anger at points. But it just proves that he is a different manager and he has got his tactics. He got his tactics wrong in the first half. He dropped to Debo because he was injured, or he pulled up. Somerville didn't get a start when he should have, and he went with 2 Holden and Paquetá. He had to take Paquetá off at half time because he got booked. Yeah. And it was the best decision he could have made. Because by taking him off, we brought in Somerville and Souček. I don't care what any West Ham fan says. I don't think I've ever really said that he's bad. Yeah. I mean, no, I have. He can't pass a ball. As a footballer, he cannot pass a ball.
Who are you talking about?
Souček.
Okay,
but what Souček does do, no one else in our team can. I couldn't even tell you what he does well, but he just does something really well.
He does something that no one else can do.
Exactly. And he's crucial to our midfield. So when he came on in Somerville and Todibo came on at the back, he made 3 subs at half time. It changed the dynamic of the game.
Yeah.
And from the first whistle in that second half, we were the better team. And yes, dubious when we got the penalty and won the game.
Dubious?
We'll talk about it. Second half alone, I think we deserve 3 points.
Okay. I mean, you came out as a really solid team, and you could see that United started to crumble in the second half. But after your first half performance, I wouldn't say you deserve the second.
Well, I disagree.
You can disagree all you want.
They didn't score.
What was the end score in that?
2-1.
2-1. So a draw would have been fine.
Yeah, to be fair, if Man United won 1-1 at half time, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Because they could have been 3 or 4.
But
and also, are we going to touch on the penalty?
Yeah, of course we will.
Right, okay. Are we touching on it now?
No. Are you a bit keen?
I am.
You're like a kid at a candy store. Hey, go on, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Stonewall.
Stonewall?
Mate, it is shambolic on so many levels. So the ref doesn't give it. And I was watching, at this point, my two sons had come down, Jamie and Ryan had come down. I watched the last 15 minutes with me. I can't remember what they were doing before.
Zach, so you didn't cry on your own?
Yep.
Right.
And they were looking at it, and it went to VAR, and the game was still playing, and I was like, "That's never a penalty." And when they say, the commentators say they're still reviewing it like 10 seconds after, so I was like, "They're still reviewing it."
That's weird.
So why are they still reviewing it? Maybe I've missed something. And then it went out of play. They got a free kick or a throw-in or something. Yeah. And the commentators still hadn't touched it. And Jamie, my eldest, said, "Are they still checking that thing?" I was like, "Nah, they can't." Sometimes
it must have been done.
Yeah, sometimes the commentators just don't say it. And then he went to say, you know how the commentators talk when they're about to do a review? They go, I can't remember who was the ref, but oh no, I do. It was David Coote. So David Coote is being told. And as soon as he said that, I was like, he's going to be asked to go to VAR.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no idea what.
What reason?
And so, obviously, he didn't give it. So I'll put a freeze frame up of it, and you don't need to see it in real time. The freeze frame will tell you all you need to know.
Yeah.
So there's a coming together of players inside the box. It's Danny Ings and De Ligt.
Yeah.
And the ball, Danny Ings doesn't get he gets a touch on it, and De Ligt,
with his hands.
Well, no, he touches it with his foot first. De Ligt makes contact with his knee, and then the ball pops up and it hits his arm like here.
Isn't he like that though? When he goes in? Yeah.
Danny Ings' arm, that is. So we went to review, and it's Michael Oliver. Is it Michael Oliver?
Yeah, Michael Oliver's in.
Yeah, Michael Oliver's, who's meant to be the referee, the best referee in the Premier. We touched on this before. One of them.
Yeah. A couple of weeks
Man
ago.
City fan that is Michael Oliver. He's actually a massive Newcastle fan.
I think. Maybe let's just put him in the Championship.
But so he first of all deems it enough of a foul to look at it.
Yeah.
He then deems it a big enough mistake to say to the ref,
"You need to look at the screen.
You need to look at it. I think it's a foul." Then knowing full well, because he has seniority here, David Coote, who is the on-field official, has just been told, you've got it wrong, me, your superior, I think it's a foul.
Yeah.
How then is David Coote going to turn around, knowing that that's his superior, and go, no, I'm happy with my decision.
My decision is correct.
He should be able to do that. Like, if you're in a workplace and your manager asks you to do something, you're like, why?
But that's wrong. I shouldn't be doing it.
I shouldn't be doing it. In any workplace, globally, you should feel comfortable enough to turn around and be like, no, I know my job, and I will do it this way because that's the way that I'm meant to do it. David Coote holds a lot of responsibility here, but the main one for me is Michael Oliver in VAR. There is nothing to look at. Nothing. No, and I'm a West Ham fan. Of course I'm happy it happened.
No idea how they've looked at it and stayed looking at it and gone, that's deserving of a penalty.
6-minute review as well.
Like, don't get me wrong. Maybe, I mean, if it's a free kick, they wouldn't have even looked at it. But if they were looking at it and they go, actually, you know what, outside of the box, probably should have been a free kick. But how?
I don't think it's a foul.
Well, no, I don't. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if they were going to look at,
the ref gave it, do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the ref on the field would have given it as a free kick.
We didn't even call for it. No one called for it. Danny Ings was injured. You know how players go down injured when they've been
holding himself on the floor. Yeah.
But no one. Might have been a slight claim, but I didn't see the ref do this, which is what they normally do when someone's calling for a foul.
I think he goes like that. I think I've seen that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's never a foul. Never should have been looked at by VAR. Again, it's VAR getting too involved.
And then to top it off, there was like a 4-minute or 5-minute review for the penalty. It gets given. Then they start checking for handball, which it was, because Danny Ings' arm's here, so it would have been harsh to then overturn it. It would have been fair overall.
He was falling.
Yeah, because they're saying it hit Danny Ings' arm. So it would have been, if they'd said, it hit his hand after the foul, then cancelled out, fair enough, because neither was a foul.
Yeah.
It wasn't a foul and it wasn't a handball. But I think what they said is it hit his arm after the contact.
Yeah, so, but I'm pretty sure, to me, it looked like he was falling before he even made...
The coming together for De Ligt and Ings, I think is completely irrelevant because Danny Ings has no chance of doing anything with that ball.
No.
None whatsoever.
He's running into a crowd.
Yeah, it's not under control. No. The ball pops up. He does get a leg to it. He has a player next to him, and then there's 2 defenders right in front of him. He has nowhere to go.
He's running into a crowd.
Outrageous decision.
Ridiculous. And I look forward to the PGM.
The Blue.
Yeah.
Just say it quickly. It's fine.
Coming out and apologising.
It just paints over the cracks.
Yeah.
Like it's.
But I genuinely don't believe that they're going to come out and apologise because it's Michael Oliver.
Well, yeah.
He's the one that was in the VAR room, and I don't think they'll come out and apologise for him.
Man United just sacked their manager, so maybe Man United wanted that to happen.
Maybe Michael Oliver is actually a massive United fan.
He's on a payroll.
Yeah, he's the next. He's the next on the list to go as the manager.
He's way down. But nail in the coffin for Ten Hag was a dubious penalty, and
dubious to be.
He is now laughing all the way to the job centre.
Yeah,
we were poor first half. Good result. Lopetegui gets a stay of execution.
Yeah.
Ten Hag is the first managerial sacking of the season.
League,
he wins the sack race. Russell Martin is licking his lips.
Yeah, having a great.
He's looking at a United job. That's me, boys.
I definitely deserve that. I've done so well.
Right, we'll move on to the big game of the weekend. Arsenal Liverpool.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did, and I told you, didn't I?
Yeah, you got that right. Fucking this guy again with Super 6. He got 3 correct results.
Yeah.
And two correct results. 3 right scores.
3 right scores. I beat Jamie Carragher.
You beat fucking a lot of people. It was bollocks. What was the results you got right? Who thought Arsenal Liverpool would be 2-2?
I knew it. I literally had a feeling they're both fighting for the top spot.
Yeah, but normally those games are cagey.
Yeah, it was cagey.
But obviously not.
Yeah, Saka scored. Liverpool scored. Where was it? Salah?
No, Salah got the second.
Who got the first for Liverpool?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Anyway, yeah, and it was
Salah did get the first. Van Dijk equalised the first time.
Yes, he did. He got the header from the corner. But I had a feel they both go out full on attack because they're both going out to prove a point, and I knew I couldn't see either one of them winning it, so I just went, it's going to be a draw. So yeah, I guess that
draw as well, but I put 1-0.
Yeah, I knew there'd be goals.
Yeah.
So
that pissed me off when I found out because I was like, this is a really good game, and I was like, one of us have 2-2. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not me. So I may as well. Can I join someone else's league? Just because I'm getting battered, or can someone join ours?
Yeah, Mike really needs somebody else to beat because it's not me. So yeah, the Arsenal game I thought was good. Very end to end. Died out in the last 15 minutes. Arsenal got a bit.
Arsenal look very good until they take the lead at the minute against the big teams.
Yeah, they're part of the bus.
And
that's not them. No, they can't do that.
Arteta's turned into Mourinho. Mm-hmm. Like they score and then they just shrink. And Arsenal can blame injuries all they want. They can. And I do understand they've got key players.
They've got a lot of players out.
But it still doesn't change the ethics of the team. It shouldn't change the ethics because the players that they're playing are first team squad players, all of them. I know they had to bring a couple of kids on yesterday. Yeah. And I know the defence was completely makeshift. Yeah. But the style of play, when they go 1-0 up, it completely shifts.
Yeah, it does.
Liverpool were there for the taking. At 1-0 and 2-1.
As soon as Saka came in and scored, in the first 8 minminutes?
Early on, yeah.
Yeah.
Great goal. Robertson looks a shadow of his normal self. He was poor last week as well. Against Chelsea? Was it Chelsea last week?
Yeah, Chelsea last week. But, I mean, Saka was having one of his 9 performances, to be fair. But yeah, they were there for the taking within the first 15 minutes. I think if Arsenal go 2-0 up, they would need to get a third, I think, to have stayed ahead in that game because I think that it would have just fed Liverpool more to
cliche,
come out.
That two-goal lead is dangerous. We found out again this weekend. Move on to that game in a bit.
Yeah.
But looking at it from an outside perspective, Arsenal have proved me wrong with their performances against City with 10 men, against Liverpool with a depleted squad, in the sense of they haven't been blown away. And Arteta takes a lot of credit for that because of the belief that he instills in his team and his squad. But why do they change the system when they go 1-0 up, especially early on? Like, because it was so early, there was no reason for him to...
He should have carried on attacking while the team's full of energy.
I don't think Liverpool were particularly good yesterday. I think around from about the 50th to the 65th minute, they looked really good. They looked like something could happen, but then
towards the end of the second half, it got very boring.
Yeah,
it sort of dried out very quickly. It's almost like as soon as they got the equaliser, the second equaliser, the game just sort of died off, and it's like nobody wanted to go for it anymore.
The first equaliser, do you mean? The second equaliser was late in the second half, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one I mean.
Oh, you said first half.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, late in the second. I just felt that it's almost
no one wanted to win it.
No.
But then that's even then. Now looking on the flip side of it, when Liverpool get that equaliser, what I was expecting is someone like Mo Salah, one of the senior players in that team, to look around and be like, they've got a bunch of kids on. They've got Ben White playing centre back. They've got a centre mid playing right or left back.
Yep.
They've got a kid next to him. They've got a kid in midfield. This is here for the taking. And then, even then, Arsenal arguably looked like the more likely to score. I know it was at the Emirates. I know it was.
I think that helped them massively.
Of course it does.
I know it always does, but it seemed to help them a lot yesterday. And you were right. Liverpool should have seen that team and gone, right, we're the senior team here. Like, we're the ones that have done this. These kids don't know what to expect.
Yeah, well, you
go for it.
That's what I was expecting. Like some sort of galvanising moment. And I think that's where they really missed Klopp, because I think Slot showed his infancy in terms of the Premier League.
His naivety to think because that.
If you looked at him on the sideline yesterday, Klopp was almost on the pitch. He was
animated.
He was almost their captain with the things that he'd do on the sideline. And not all managers do that. I understand that, and that's why Klopp's longevity is probably not going to be as big as a lot of other managers. But Slot is really passive on the sideline in terms of the way he's talking really to his team. He does he is emotional with decisions and stuff, like any manager is. But it was just pounding to him a couple of times, and it's chalk and cheese, him and Arteta. And I feel like Liverpool were so used to having that galvanising moment from their manager, from Klopp, that they're almost missing that now to kick them on. I'm not saying that it's detrimental to Liverpool. I'm just saying that they need to find a way to get that extra gear.
They almost need the 12th man.
Exactly.
And they don't have that anymore, like they did with Klopp.
Yeah.
But all in all, good game.
Well, it's a good advert for the Premier League.
Yeah.
about the I see so many Arsenal fans moan so much.
Yeah.
I know I like a moan, we all like a moan about football, but
of course,
people pissing and moaning about the Havertz disallowed goal. Have you not seen Twitter? So
was it Havertz? I thought it was
no, it was Jesus, but Havertz is the one that
the foul.
Yeah, like the whistle. I saw it in real time. The whistle went, like he clearly blows the whistle. Yeah. And yes, in freeze frame, he does see Havertz has gone through and then blow his whistle. But he's seen the foul. He's standing in line with the foul. He knows it's a foul. He's seeing if the defender's about to clear it. That's what he's looking for. He's not looking like Arsenal fans think, oh, he's going to score, so I'm going to blow up here.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't, Havertz handballs it.
Yeah, I was going to say that when they did all the replay for the whole of it,
because
like they broke it all down. And to be honest, when I first saw it in real time, I was like, why is he blowing the whistle? And then I saw it again, and I was like, okay, well, there you go. I think the problem you've got with Arsenal fans is now that they're having some success, and I don't mean success in winning things,
but
they're
close to it, yeah.
They're closer than they have been.
They're on the precipice of success.
They are noticing now, more and more, that there is a lot of bias in the Premier League towards teams like City. And don't get me wrong, they get a lot of shit calls against them, like other clubs do as well. But Arsenal's fans just notice it a lot more, and then everything becomes a shit call.
There's more on the line as well. Like they're fighting for titles now, so every game is crucial, especially when they've had some dodgy decisions. I can understand it, but there can't be a single Arsenal fan that genuinely believes it. Looking at the whole clip, that genuinely thinks that one, it's not a foul. Yeah. 2, it's not a handball, and 3, the ref actually thinks I'm going to blow the whistle because he's gone through. Yeah. I struggle to. You would.
Anybody, any fan, no matter how much you love Arsenal or anything like that, would struggle to go, yeah, that should have been our goal. We should have won this game because of that.
But it was such a non-moment for me that I didn't even think about it. When I was doing the notes for the pod, that wasn't even originally in it. And it was only when I went on Twitter and I saw the meltdown. I was like, I'll look at it again, and I looked at it a couple more times. I was like, I can't even see the side of an Arsenal fan here.
Arsenal TV's comedy gold as well.
Yeah, they've gone downhill now though. I know essentially you go way back, that's what's the starting point of any podcast for football, because they were. But now I watch it and it's just dog.
I suppose they're doing it to try and get everybody's views now, isn't it? Yeah. Not just the hard.
Well, everything now seems to just be done for a clip.
Yeah, do it for views now instead of.
And it's the same as like the United Stand and Mark Goldbridge. Like I like a lot of the stuff that these guys do. Yeah. But so much of it is patterned and planned. So they know each hook to lead into the segment that they're going to say. Everything has a base layer before they say it. Yeah. Whereas we're just two fucking idiots that just spit.
We just say things and hope for the best. I hope it just sticks somewhere.
Finding clips to try and promote the channel afterwards is a fucking slog sometimes.
I can imagine.
Last week was really good because there was loads.
Yeah.
But it was just shit
the camera
was so shit. So I'd say the best audible ones, I'd just run with them.
And just hope for the best. I'll tell you what I was saying about Mark Goldbridge. Yeah. So obviously the watch along that he does every week or every Man United game.
I listen to him.
So someone's put it's like one of these TikTok filters where his voice goes rah, 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 rah. And listening to him complain about the West Ham penalty in that, oh my god, it made me laugh. I'll send it to you later. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. It's so funny.
I don't know why you get so much negativity. I mean, when you're at the top, because he is at the top of this, he's the top of this tree. I suppose you're there to be shot at. And
we get shot at and we're like down here.
Mate, the amount of people. Do you see someone said, not everyone deserves a podcast. Yeah. The amount of things I wanted to say. You think this is easy? Yeah. You think I've got to find time to talk shit for an hour just in the hope that 7 people like it?
Yeah. What annoyed me the most about that comment, because I saw it and I was like,
I put a long ass comment and I deleted it.
I did notice. Just on that. And it's one of those that, yes, everyone deserves the opportunity to do a podcast, because if you want to do one, just do one.
Yeah, no one needs to listen.
It doesn't matter at the end of the day, like what your opinion is about whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, don't say anything.
In fact, I welcome an opinion to oppose ours because it creates conversation, it creates a topic. Yeah. But if you're going to say I disagree, at least give us some basis of why, so we can have a conversation
instead of being
because it's basically like schoolgirl drama, just being like
keyboard
you're
warriors.
a bitch.
Keyboard warriors, though. That's what this world is now.
Yeah, so it is difficult, but it's an industry that we chose to put our time into in the hope of something. So
we're going to go on a tangent. Well, let's.
Yeah, I'll probably edit this out.
I think you should leave in.
But
fuck the haters.
Fuck the haters. But yeah, I think it was a fair result. Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yep.
Saka's goal was very good, but I think Robertson should do better.
Yeah.
Robertson a year ago, even 2 years ago,
does
better there. I think he holds him up better.
Yeah,
He's struggling at the minute. I think he might be carrying an injury or
potentially, but
I'm not too
doesn't
sure.
want to lose his place on the slot.
Yeah, because he does like Tsimikas.
Yeah,
I like Tsimikas
because Robertson came off for Tsimikas, didn't he?
He's been taking him off a lot. Chelsea beat Newcastle.
Yeah,
we were talking about that Palmer worldie of a pass on the inside to Neto started over Sancho. Oh, speaking on Sancho, actually, did you see his Instagram post after Ten Hag got sacked?
No, what's he done now? Did
he? Yeah. That's it, nothing else. I'm like, dude,
meow.
Read the room. You're not even there anymore. You said you didn't care.
Get over yourself.
You ain't going back there because Chelsea have to buy you when they finish above 12.
Yeah.
Like, that's an obligation. That's not an option. They have to buy you.
Yeah, they don't have an option to do that. I think Neto showed why he was picked over him as well.
I like Neto's ceiling's so high.
Yeah, I think he had a great game to get hold of that ball.
I didn't watch the game, I only watched the highlights, so I can't comment on how well we did. But
it was good.
Yeah, the pass to him and then the cross to find Jackson.
Yeah, I mean,
Jackson, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't really a cross. It was
whatever it was. It was
trap goal.
I think Jackson took the goal well.
Yeah, he did. I mean, a lot.
He's now got 10 goals in 14 games this season. I think that might be. I might not be quite right.
Is that across
all
cups?
All he doesn't play the cup games.
Yeah, it's true.
No, it's 10 goals in his last 14 Premier League starts.
Okay,
that's it. Yeah,
right,
which is up
it's
there.
Good. Yeah,
like I said at the beginning of the season, if a West Ham striker scores 10 goals this season, I'm buzzing.
Yeah,
and that was before we were shit. So that was me hoping we'd be like top 10. Now I'm happy that one of our strikers gets 5.
Yeah,
because one's an old man and the other's, I don't know, probably drinking steins.
Well, getting fights. Bowen's penalty was alright.
Very good penalty.
Yeah.
Bottom
corner.
He's not a striker.
Huh?
Not a striker, he's a winger.
Oh yeah, it's true.
But anyway, back onto Chelsea.
Yeah, that Palmer pass was fantastic. I think Sky really oversold it though.
It's just, we did the same thing with Foden. We've done the same thing with Bellingham. They're going to keep doing it every time an English talent comes through that shows a little bit. They're going to jump on him like a dog on heat.
Yeah, and then they're just going to do what they did with Rashford and Dele Alli.
You bring up Rashford all the time. What did the media do to Rashford?
But they were all over him when Rashford first came in.
Yeah.
To United and then was seen as this star boy.
Yeah.
They've done exactly the same thing as they've done with Bellingham.
But Rashford's your one you always go to. There's so many you can choose.
It's because he's sort of the first one that I know of or paid much attention of. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it just, for me,
there's names throughout history you could.
Of course, yeah.
But
obviously Rashford was in the era of everything going online,
and also the time where we start noticing things as more of an adult
in
football, whereas you see the things like give him a break.
Yeah,
like he's
because I'm the adult. I'm like, why are they doing this to him?
Yeah, like Palmer. I've said it before, because of his mental
strength. I don't think this will affect him.
I don't think it will either.
Not like it's affected others.
And I think he probably loves the comparison to Foden and Saka, and he's thriving on it. I think Saka will thrive on it, but I don't think Foden will. No. I don't think it's going to push Foden on. I think Foden is, and I've said this before, is our biggest talent in English football.
Yeah,
but he's stifled in the way that we play football.
I think a lot with Foden as well is he. I don't know. I'm probably wrong here, but I feel like he thinks he's at the top already, and he's like, I've got nothing else to prove. I've got nothing else to get better at, because he's part of a City squad that's won the Champions League.
Well, he is at the top. Like, we said this. Yeah. We alluded to something similar before.
That's about United.
But just about players in general. What's next?
Where do they go next?
Where do you go? Foden isn't going to go. I mean, he might. I can't see him going to like a Real Madrid. He's not going to go to a Barcelona because they've got better players coming through the system in the positions that he plays.
What I don't get is why doesn't he show that for England? And I know you said obviously he's been stifled and stuff like that, but you'd think if...
I'm hoping he will under Tuchel.
Hopefully, yeah.
I'm hoping that Tuchel finds a way to get all these players in the same team.
So yeah, Chelsea, really good game.
The penalty that they got overturned.
Yeah.
For essence, if anyone watched the Chelsea game, because that was one on Sky, the penalty that got overturned was more of a penalty than the one that got given to West Ham, and that wasn't a penalty.
Yeah.
The penalty gets given, went to VAR, and it wasn't really a touch, so it was overturned.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
But that's more of a penalty than the one that West Ham got given.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
that is, and that in a nutshell is all you need to know about the West Ham penalty on non-penalty. Yeah, well, it was a penalty that was given, but the penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty. Yeah, Newcastle did look better. They're starting to put together better performances.
Disagree.
Isak scored. Did you see his miss?
Yeah, I did.
He should have squared it.
He should have. But that's because he scored the first one and he saw his name in lights.
It was one of those. I think he just forgot where he was almost.
I don't think Newcastle played that well.
No,
to be honest.
You'll know better than me because I'm assuming you watched the game.
Yeah. So I watched it while I was at work. I mean, obviously, I didn't watch like all 90 minutes and go like dedicated
but you
to
watched
it.
enough of it.
But I had it all in the background and stuff when I was watching it. I just think when you look at what Newcastle were like last season to what they are this season, I think
season before last season wasn't a great season.
Okay, sorry, season before. Basically, the first season they got Eddie Howe in, and I just think they're slacking.
They're just boring.
Yeah,
like Newcastle when Eddie Howe first came in was so exciting and invigorating and so energetic.
Yeah,
it just seems like their energy levels have dropped so much, and now you look at them and it's like an empty shell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like going into a bar that you know from like your childhood.
Yeah,
that was always buzzing and
it's always a great
wicked.
time in there.
You go in there and you tell all your mates about it. This is gonna be a great night. You turn up and there's one table and 3 people in there on a Saturday night, and you're like,
and darts with only 2 flights on and stuff like that.
And so you just end up leaving, and that's basically what Newcastle is. They're a shit night out.
It is
that you planned for ages. Because I thought they'd do really well this year, and they just haven't.
No.
And I know I just said that they look to be getting better. I only saw the highlights of what you said, but the highlights seem to show them doing a little bit better.
The highlights only show the good parts of the game.
Yeah, true.
And I mean,
very good goal. It's good, very good goal.
It is a very good goal. Yeah, and Isak needed it because he's been obviously he's got injured and things like that, and it's one of those that he needed it for confidence.
I think he's on his way. I think he's going to Arsenal in the summer.
Maybe, and I think he'll do better.
I think he should go United.
Why?
Because they need a number 9.
So?
Actually, no, they don't.
I don't want him to go there.
No, but we'll get loads of money.
Yeah, of course. And then probably sit on the bench and do nothing.
Yeah, because we waffled on for so long, we're going to have to cut short everything else we're talking about.
That's fine.
But one thing we won't cut short is Tottenham losing.
Again.
How did Madison do? Madison do?
Did you see the game?
No.
Okay, so I watched the highlights. First half, he had a couple of chances. Really good shot, saved. Yeah. And I was like, right, I'm going to have to tell Mike that Madison didn't look that bad. And then I didn't see anything of him in the second half.
Came off 60th minute, right? 60, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? You researched this yourself, didn't you?
I searched it, but I didn't see the game. But
no, I only saw the highlights, and he had a good shot.
I did
nothing else.
So I didn't even see the highlights. I saw the game I was watching where I was watching the West Ham game. First of all, actually, Sunday there's 3 games on at 2:00.
Yeah,
and 1 televised, and then 1 4. Why wasn't 1 put on at 8:00?
They don't want to do it though, do they?
Why?
It makes no sense to me.
It's ridiculous. Like they're trying to force people that can't go to games not to watch football. Yeah. So ran over about the 2 p.m. games and why there wasn't enough, because it wasn't a 12:00 game on the Saturday either, which pissed me off.
No.
And under pressure?
Nah, not yet.
You don't think so?
No,
that's 2 losses in a row.
Yeah,
no, but it's not. 2 losses sandwiched between smashing West Ham.
Yeah.
Or West Ham sandwiched in between that.
Yeah. I don't think he's at any risk just yet.
I think the fans have turned on him.
Potentially.
I've seen a lot of fans.
But while Madison's still in there, they'll love him.
There's just a lot of.
I think at the moment it's a lot of speculation about him.
The team's just unbalanced.
Yeah.
It's just he likes to play a very attacking style. It was at Celtic, and sometimes it works, sometimes it really doesn't. Not luckily for him, the good thing about Spurs is that because they have good players in every position, they're unlikely to get absolutely popped like Celtic did against Real Madrid Borussia Dortmund, PSG in the Champions League, because he was so naive. He played the same, and credit to him because he got out and played the same way.
He's got,
and I remember when we played Real Madrid in the Champions League a few years ago, and the first 20-25 minutes, Celtic got all over him, and I'm not even like joking. They could have been like 2 or 3 up. They ended up losing like 5-1 or something.
Right,
but it was the most excited I've been to watch a Celtic game in years, and I'm talking since I was like a kid. And he does have that same thing at Spurs, and the fans have to understand is that if Ange is in, it's not good. Your results won't get any more consistent. This will happen,
which is crazy to me because he wants consistency,
but he's not going to do it because he's not going to change his style. And there are going to be until he gets a bigger squad and he can rotate more, because you still got the likes of Richarlison, Timo Werner. I'm
two
sure
non-scorers.
So again?
2 non-scorers.
Yeah, 2 non-scorers. They've got other fillers around the squad that ain't good enough.
Yeah.
I won't say Maddison ain't good enough because I'll get in trouble again.
It's not that Maddison's not good enough. He's just not good enough to be constantly starting when he... Okay, so for example, this chap, lady, whatever he was, that said that, you're saying this on one half football. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get more than that. He gets about one half football a week.
To be fair, in general, Tottenham only play about one half of football. They played one half against West Ham.
Brighton.
They played one half against Brighton.
Yeah, so, okay, one half, yeah. But then all of Tottenham disappear after one half.
Yeah.
So...
I think you just need to understand that you will win. You'll win more than you lose.
Of course.
But you'll lose some of the games that you should be winning, because from what I read and what I saw, Palace could have had another 2.
Yeah.
And that's a team that's bottom of the bottom in terms of mentality.
They hadn't won since before this, did they?
That was the first win of the season. They only had, I think they only had 1 point.
And they didn't have to play you.
We beat them at Palace.
Well, I've actually got a conspiracy about Palace as well.
Right, we'll get on to that in a minute. But that's shocking.
It is.
Again, I'm not going to lie and say I watched any of it. I have no desire to watch that.
No, I watched the highlights.
They showed me the goal. 1-0 to Palace screams dog shit game.
Yeah, it was. Even the highlights weren't great. Quick thing on the conspiracy.
Go on.
All of the Premier League goals, the greatest Premier League goals that you can think of.
Yeah.
Right, and this is a conspiracy I heard of, and actually
right.
Weird.
All the greatest Premier League goals. Yeah.
Against Palace.
No.
Have a look later.
So all of the greatest opinion. You could just say that could just be a list of great goals against Palace.
When you think of, so do you remember the Dele Alli goal?
Yeah, the one that was like a touch.
Yeah. Against Palace.
Yeah, but that's just a good goal against Palace.
Trust me.
Andy Carroll scored a worldie against Palace, that overhead kick. Dimitri Payet with the free kick scored a worldie against Palace. But then you got Wayne Rooney's overhead kick against Man City.
Right. So I'm not saying that. Not that all of them.
You're saying a high percentage are against
high
Palace.
Percentage of them. And I thought this was all bullshit.
How far back are we talking? Where did you see any evidence other than the ones you just said?
They showed all the ones. There were other ones that I didn't mention.
What's the oldest one that you can remember from this list?
I don't know.
Oh, fucking hell. But there are a lot of good goals against Palace. But there's, I'm dubious to say the least with that sentiment.
Okay.
But any Tottenham fans, is Ange in trouble?
Crying.
Stop crying. And is Ange in trouble? Like, do you want him out? If you do, who do you want? Like, what do Tottenham fans want? Because this is the polar opposite of what they had under Conte and Mourinho, which is boring and dull football.
They've gotten results. I mean, not the greatest results, and they should have been better.
I don't think either of them done particularly well.
No.
Actually, I don't know. To be fair, I can't remember if they did well or not. I know what I'd prefer, but then it's very easy to say that from the outside looking in.
Yeah, from and
also
neutral.
West Ham aren't, in as much as it pains me to say, aren't in the same league as Tottenham in terms of what they're challenging for and what they should be doing.
Challenge is to stay up at the moment, isn't it, really?
No, we're clear, mate.
Oh yeah, no, you beat United. How much did you pay the ref, do you reckon?
About as much as paid your mum.
Well, you fucking 12.
I was. You'd like me, Pino.
What the fuck?
I've lost out of how many. I've lost count of how many teams have thrown away a 2-goal lead this season already.
On that,
go on.
Championship, Luton threw away a 2-goal lead as well.
Did they lose?
Yeah.
What was the score?
Lost 3-2.
To who?
Sunderland.
Yeah. So Brighton were 2-0 up in the 88th minute. Home to Wolves. They managed to draw.
Yeah, that is amazing.
That's a great point for Wolves.
Absolutely.
I can't really
Half
remember.
the fans would have left already.
As they scored their first, the commentator said when I was watching the match of the day, the Wolves fans have seen enough. All right, cool.
So we'll skip past that. But I mean, you throw away a 2-goal lead in the 80th minute. It's pretty
Brian's
embarrassing.
a weird one. I think I saw something today that Ursula, that's his name, the Brian manager, Ursula.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
It's taken you like 8 episodes of doing this.
Yeah. Anyway, got there eventually. He's been interviewed by Sky or someone afterwards. 2 goals up. This is the interviewer said, 2 goals up with 2 minutes to go and you've not won that game. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, how have you let that happen? The question, and I didn't see the response. So I'm just like, that's brutal.
That is brutal.
Something along the lines of that, or you should be doing better, something like that. And I was just like, this is bizarre.
Oh, that's
it's like you are.
That's a bit of a
no one even knows what you look like.
Yeah,
and you're asking these.
You're a microphone. That is it. This is you.
That's all I know about the game, though.
Yeah, I don't know much apart from that.
I did watch the Fulham Everton game.
So did I.
And Fulham. Well, Everton were so poor. So
Proper poor.
Fulham weren't great.
They started off really well.
Yeah.
I thought.
And they managed to get a point. Now it's what Sean Dyche does.
That's it.
And that's a great point for Everton because Fulham are going very well.
Fulham are doing fantastic. Everton seem to be on the up, would you say?
Yeah, I think this was a bit of a stumbling block.
That wasn't the greatest performance for them to be looking like they're going up, but they got something out of it.
It doesn't matter if you manage to avoid defeat when you're not playing well for a team like Everton
who are struggling.
Yeah, then you'll be fine.
Yeah,
and now they've got I know they've got a favourable run of fixtures now.
Yeah,
they play us in a couple of weeks, so they'll probably beat us.
Can't wait for that.
Pardon?
I just really feel like we should do watch-alongs with you watching West Ham because you're such a negative Nelly.
I am. We need to. I'll tell you what. When we get like an audio mixer, so I ain't got used to fucking PC.
So we can do it that way.
Then we'll do it that way, but not for now.
No.
This is the other game that was a 2-goal slip. So Ipswich are 2-0 up away to Brentford.
Yeah.
And they ended up losing the game 4-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the last minute.
Who's that Brentford striker?
Which one? The bald one or the other one? They're both bald.
The guy that scored a brace.
They both scored a brace. So you got Mbeumo and Wissa.
Must have been a Mbeumo.
Whisper. Not Whisper. Wissa's the one that's coming to replace Tony, and Mbeumo normally used to play on the right wing. He's got mum with a beard.
No, not him. The other one.
The one who has a celebration at Haaland. That's Wissa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was your point? What was your point?
There's a great run, both of his goals.
Wissa's a great footballer. Like I said this when Tony was at them to one of my mates a few years ago. This is obviously before the pod. Wissa at the time was the best second choice striker in the Premier League. This is before Alvarez was at City. Yeah. In my opinion, because he's been at Brentford since they came up.
Really?
Yeah.
He's been there that long?
I think they might have signed him like a year after they came up, and he was a rotation player for Tony.
Yeah,
so he played,
but when you've got someone like Tony, you don't really think about the second choice.
So when he was banned, he played a lot, but he was already scoring goals off the bench, a bit like John Duran.
Okay, yeah.
In the sense of he was doing bits, and spray everywhere. His finishings were really good as well. Like it was a concise finish, and I know I talk about like finishes and connections with shots quite a lot, but he is an accomplished finisher, and he's got a bit of pace about him, and he seems to score crucial goals.
That's what I mean. Like, so the highlights that I watched for this game, I was watching them earlier, and I didn't really pay much attention, but I saw both his goals, and they were both balls over the top that he just ran onto, got through, slotted them in.
Mbeumo's a very similar player as well, to be fair, but a lot of his goals are worldies. But Ipswich, I said the same thing about Southampton last week.
Where they're going to get a win from?
Yeah, and if you're throwing away 2 goal leads when you haven't got a win, time's running out, my friends. Yeah, time is running out. Heartbreaking for them. Last minute
is it
goal.
though?
I mean, yeah, it's 3-0 with 10 men. They'd equalise with 10 men.
Oh right, yeah.
Then for Brentford to go up the other end to score last minute, and then they hit the post just after to equalise. Liam Delap out wide, great strike. Very good player, Liam Delap. I think he might go though.
He'll go in January, I reckon.
I think he'll stay for the season. But I don't know if Man City have a buyback clause. But I'm not sure. He's not good enough for City now. And if he was good enough, if they want to let him go, they would have loaned him out. But
then again, you say that, Palmer.
But Palmer was different.
Why? What's really different about Palmer? He wasn't good enough.
Palmer was making Premier League appearances though for City. Delap wasn't.
Oh, okay.
He was making like a Carabao Cup here and there.
Yeah.
He was in the squad occasionally.
Played against Watford, I bet.
Probably scored.
Everyone else does.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Ipswich signed him. Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, they did, because it was like a really high fee for someone. But this is what City do. I think they put in high fees so they don't have buyback obligations.
Okay, yeah.
Because
that makes sense.
Yeah, and he looks like a very good player. I still think Ipswich might just nick it, but I can't see who's going down over them. Like, I just can't. It was a massive, going back actually, it's a massive win thinking about it now for West Ham, because Wolves got a point, Palace won.
Yeah.
It's horrific to say it, but if we'd lost against United, we'd been pulled right into that. And I still think we might do, because
but you escaped it this week for it.
Exactly, stay of execution.
I think if you can carry on like that until the international break, I think you'll clear it.
I think he needs to keep Somerville playing, and he needs to drop Paquetá. Souček.
Paquetá needs to be dropped, because I think you guys all butt kissed him last year.
Well, he is a phenomenal footballer.
He is, but you've now built up his ego so high that he thinks he doesn't have to have good games.
Well, yeah, he just doesn't. He's just ineffective at the minute. He's not doing anything. We're not talking about West Ham, though. We're not talking about West Ham. Fucking hell! Stop talking about West Ham. You're not about Watford yet. How did Watford do this weekend?
We won.
Hey,
it's it.
Who scored? Ince.
No, Ince hasn't scored for a while. Actually,
it's about 40.
I know, but he had a hat trick this season.
Yeah, I know. That's why he's not scored.
Madness.
You were right about City.
I told you, didn't I? Yeah. I said City would be a boring game.
Oh, I knew it would be a boring game.
Well,
you said it would be closer than what?
Yeah, I know it wouldn't be a high-scoring game.
And Cameron Archer could have scored.
Yeah.
Early on. Our boy Cameron Archer. Yeah. I really hope that someday someone sends him a clip of us bigging him up.
Bigging him up, and he just sends a little message.
Just something, yeah. So anyone who knows Cameron Archer, send him up.
Look, you don't even have to like what we say or what we do, but just send it across to him and just say, like, these guys love you.
Yeah.
And then we'll get him into our studio.
He won't fit. There's no room. He'd just be standing up. At least he'd be standing in front of this mark. Fucking hell.
Well, how did you do that?
It's been there for ages. I don't even know.
Has it been there for ages?
It's been there every video. I've
never noticed.
It's got to stay there. Now it's our third co-host.
Yeah.
What was I saying? What was you saying?
We weren't saying anything.
City scraped to win. Haaland scored one, missed two sitters.
Do you know what? Again, the Sky commentators were like, "Oh, you can't let Haaland into a position like that." Can we point out that Haaland was falling over and just managed to hit it with his foot and it went in?
See his goal midweek.
Yeah.
Everyone was raving about it.
Right.
Everyone was raving about it.
I'll let you finish it now.
I get it's an acrobatic finish. I get it, and it's great improvisation. But there is no way to fuck. He knows where that's going. He's just thrown a foot at it.
Can we also point out, they're like, we've never seen this happen before.
He did it before.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic has been doing it before. Haaland was even a sperm.
He's done it before.
Well, yeah, no.
For City.
But that's what I mean. They just,
yes, shit game. Southampton.
It was shit.
City,
and I know it would be.
City, what? City top now?
No,
City must be top.
Oh, yeah, because Liverpool
draws. So that's the end of the season. May as well wrap it up there, boys.
Yeah, right. Podcast all done. Because it's not going to change. City's going to win it.
Ballon d'Or today.
Is it? It's not going to be Rodri.
It is.
It's not.
No, it is.
Oh, it actually is?
Yeah. Vinny hasn't gone. Vinny Jr. hasn't gone because he's been told apparently that he's not going to get it. So he's just thrown a padding and he's got to turn up.
What fucking child.
I showed Speed's there.
He's always there. He's fucking everywhere.
I don't know why. He's just a gimp.
He's shit at football as well.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand it. Like, this is what drives attention right now. Acting like a fucking moron.
Yeah. We should
barking at people.
Act dumber.
It's too late. We missed that boat.
Well, no, I do it anyway. Just naturally.
It's hard to act dumber then.
Yeah.
We already are, to be fair.
But no, that is the way that most people get big nowadays.
I'll see if the top 10's been released yet for Ballon d'Or. So it's literally happening.
This could literally be like breaking news. Is there a game on today?
No, not Prem.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
Monday Night Football.
It's like a League One game.
Is it?
Trending. Ballon d'Or's number 1. Let's have a look. And that's just a picture of Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal, by the way, 17 years old, is arguably the best footballer I've ever seen. Actually, that's a bit of a statement. He's not, but he's very, very good. He has won the Wonder Boy
Shock.
Yeah, I don't know why.
They won the Euros.
Yeah, so the 3 Wonder Boys, 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah.
First is Lamine Yamal, second is Arda Güler, and third is Kobe Mainoo.
Kobe Mainoo?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah, look. Oh, look. Rodri. I don't know if that's photoshopped or not.
That's photoshopped. It hasn't been announced yet. It'd be everywhere if it'd been announced. I'd have got a notification.
It is Wonder Boy. So Lamine Yamal's been nominated as the Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
Chris MD's there. He looks like Willy Wonka.
He does look like... Why is he there?
But yeah, Rodri's Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
He waffled on a bit too much about absolute nonsensical stuff.
I mean...
This weekend was a bit...
The games seemed alright, but yeah, like you say, it was just a bit of... There wasn't a Friday game, was there?
No Friday game. Every game was on a Sunday that we wanted to watch. The Saturday games were all shit.
Yeah.
Even the evening one, that was the Fulham Everton one, wasn't it?
Carabao Cup this week though.
Yay. We're not in it.
No,
couldn't give a fuck.
No, we're not either.
We lost to Liverpool.
No, we're not City.
We lost to Liverpool.
Yeah.
You had a question or a quiz or something?
Oh, yes, I did. So I have prepared it's just one question.
Okay.
But if you like it and it goes down well, then we'll do it again. It's about West Ham.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the question.
If it's anything like predating my lifespan, I'm going to struggle massively.
So some of it is predated, but from the names that I've got,
okay,
you'll probably remember. Right. So bearing in mind, I've only got 4. Now there are others that I might not know. Okay, but you've got Forest coming up.
Yep.
This weekend, coming up. Mm-hmm. Now,
yeah,
can you name me 3 players that have played for both clubs?
Sheku Kouyaté.
Wait. You get 30 seconds to think about it,
right, so
that we can pause it for these guys. So you have 30 seconds to think about 3 players that have played for both clubs. Ready?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh, I've got one. I know that one I've just said. So everyone has a free one there because he's there now. This is a struggle.
I think you'll actually kick yourself at some of these names. You got 10 seconds left to think.
No, I'm...
Okay, well, there's your 30 seconds up.
I've got Sheku Kouyaté.
Yep.
Centre mid. Did Andre Ayew play for him?
I've only got 4 names here.
Oh, okay.
So he potentially could have. If anybody else knows any other answers...
Is there any centre-backs on there? James Tompkins? No, he didn't.
I think there is, yeah. It's hard because when I was researching this, I only found the 4 names.
David James.
Yeah.
Was he there?
He's not on my list, but he probably is. There is a David there. You won't get it because he played in the 1970s and 80s.
Oh, fucking... any strikers on there?
Yep.
Carlton Cole? No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Did he?
Carlton Cole is one of them. Known primarily for his time at West Ham, but he also had a brief stint.
Someone must have gone on loan for him. Oh, Carl Jenkinson would have. I'm pretty sure he did.
Guys, in the comments, you can also confirm or deny whether this is true. I'm not actually going to give... I'll give the answers that I've got, but any others that you guys know of, please do let us know, because I got limited answers.
Fine. Tell me what you got.
So...
Winston Reid.
Don't know.
No, he didn't.
It's not there. The 4 I've got...
I'm just saying names now.
Is Brian Clough.
Yeah.
So he played for West Ham before his time at Forest. David Johnson, 1978. Carlton Cole. And Teddy Sheringham.
We didn't get Sheku Kouyaté?
No, not on the list that I've got.
Okay.
But this is what I'm saying.
It's an old list.
It's
Teddy Sheringham.
Yeah, Teddy Sheringham.
He played for fucking everyone.
But he had a short loan period at Forest. But when I did my research, those 4 names came up and they called out to me. And obviously, I'm not a West Ham fan. Yeah. And I thought, right.
You didn't know who David Johnson is?
I didn't know who David Johnson is.
I don't know David. So why is that a name that calls out to you?
Well, it's not, but the other 3 were.
Right, okay.
So I just thought, right, I feel like these might be the first 3 that he picks. But next week, I will have another question, but I'll do 2 and I'll make it a little bit better than that. But that was a little tester. I was going to do one a little bit Harry Potter themed as well.
I was watching Harry Potter with the kids today.
I know.
Half term.
I knew you would be.
We're on The Prisoner of Azkaban now, because we're back and started them again. We're watching extended versions. Did you know there's extended versions?
I did. I haven't seen them though.
There's actual bits. Obviously, it's an extended version, but there's bits in these two films that we've watched that I've never seen before. And I've seen Harry Potter like 40 times. None of them are relevant. That's why they were cut. But we're not talking about Harry Potter. We start a Harry Potter podcast.
Yeah, I'd love that.
I don't think there's any of them.
Should we just do one?
Yeah, should we just change this one?
Just Sunday League effect changes to the Hogwarts effect.
The Potter after effect.
Yeah.
That's a great name. Someone's going to steal it. Fuck.
Cut this bit out.
Yeah.
Don't let them know.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah, I'll keep that bit in. I won't keep that bit in even.
But I think that's basically it. It wasn't the most exciting weekend. I think we touched on everything we needed to touch on. If anybody has anything that they feel that we could have touched on, obviously let us know and we'll give you our opinion. And you can disagree because
that's what everyone likes to do at the minute.
Yeah, they do like keyboard warriors, mate.
But guys, our giveaway, we'll do an announcement probably in the next one because it'll be the end of the month. So if you want to be considered for that, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. It helps with the algorithm, push the channel a little bit more. We are growing, and it's nice to see that people seem to be enjoying it for the most part. Even if they're not enjoying it, we're getting views and people are coming back. So, and
if you, it's good that if you don't like our opinions and you put a suggestive comment that's a little bit useful, that's great as well because
we're learning here as well. So we're a community. We want to build a community where of people that can tell us when we're wrong and tell us when we're right. It's
you
not
can
just
express your own opinion. Like you don't have to worry about getting backlash because of something you said.
This isn't Soviet Russia.
Yeah.
Anyway, until the next one, guys. Take it easy. Have a good week. Peace.
Cheers.